So as we all know, in recent years, Vietnam's economic structure has shifted strongly towards industrialization and modernization. And this is most clearly demonstrated in the shift in economic sector structure, in components, in territory, and in social labor structure. So for the first part is the economic sector structure. And the economic sectors in our country have high growth rates compared to many countries in the region and in the world. And the GDP is shifting towards increasing the share of industry, construction, and services, and has led to a change in the labor structure within economic sectors. The next is the structure in economic components, and the state here is promoting industrialization and modernization according to the model of a socialist-oriented market economy, shifting the structure by economic components with various forms of ownership and multiple economic components developing together. And finally is the territorial structure, and this is the product of the process of territorial division of labor, closely linked to the economic sector structure. And territories producing major economy sectors are shifting. Localities are accelerating the construction of concentrated industrial zones when forming specialized farming areas for agriculture, forestry, and aquaculture based on the natural socio-economic conditions of each region, thereby creating a shift in the structure of export commodities. And lastly, in terms of sustainable development, shifting the economic structure towards industrialization and modernization must not only be an aim at growth targets, but also at sustainable development. And this is an essential part of this process is ensuring environmental protection in territorial planning and sectoral development.
So let's move on to the next part, which is economic structure, shifting by sectors, territories, and by economic components. The first one. So as you can see in the picture, the proportion of agriculture, forestry, and fisheries has decreased considerably. In contrast, the service and industry have experienced an increase in the proportion. So actually, about the shifts within economic sectors. Next slide. Next slide. So we have summarized all the information in the textbook within these words, and as you can see in the industry, the words modernize and high tech. To be more specific, shifting the industrial structure towards modernization and industrialization based on scientific technological progress and innovation. So continuing to develop a number of foundation industry, which is what's core industry. The core industry, including energy, mechanical engineering, and metal processing, and chemicals. The third one is prioritizing the development of several high-tech industry, which is summarized in the word high-tech. And the next one is advantages. So many industrial sectors that still possess advantages such as manufacturing, food processing, and textiles, and garments continue to be developed, generating more jobs and producing export goods that contribute to added values. And to the second part is agricultural, forestry, and fisheries. About restructuring the agricultural, forestry, fishery sectors. The first one is large scale, which means focusing on developing large-scale agricultural production. And the second one is eco-friendly and clean, which means encouraging clean, ecological, organic, and high-tech agriculture adapted to climate change. And the fourth word is high-tech, which means strengthening the linkage between agricultural, forestry, and fisheries with industry and services, including production, preservation, processing, distribution, branding, and increasing the values of agricultural products. And the last one is service. So in services, the first one is rapidly and the second one is modernly, which means developing the service sector in a modern direction, achieving a higher growth rate than that of the production sector and higher than overall growth rate of the economy. And the last one is prioritizing high-value services, which means prioritizing the development of several key service branches based on scientific, technological advances, and especially sectors with high added value and high knowledge content, such as tourism, commerce, finance, banking, and so on. And next slide. And as you can see in this graph, I will provide some information if you cannot see clearly. So as you can see in this part, I will provide some information if you cannot see it clearly. In 2024, agriculture accounted for 8.89% of GDP, a decrease of 3.92 percentage points from 2011. Forestry contributed to about 0.51%, down 0.01 points, and fisheries 2.46%. And you can see within the industry, which means the red line here. So about the industry, the mining sector fell from 7.79% in 2011 to 3.33% in 2016, and by about 2.50 by 2024. And as you can see, even if there is some discrepancy in the change, the change towards time, the service still constitute the most proportion. The second one is industry and construction. The third one is agriculture, forestry, and fisheries, and the last one is tariff.
And now that is the sectors. And now we will. Okay, so now we will be looking at the economic structure from a territorial standpoint. So shifting the territorial economic structure, this aims to maximize regional advantages and strengthen both inter and intra-regional linkage, and form a rational territorial structure to create new development spaces. So nationwide, there are 6 socio-economic regions, as you can see over here, and 4 key economic regions have been established. 4 dynamic zones have been